Welcome everyone. Good afternoon, BT. Thanks for joining in so quickly. Everyone else who joins in now, welcome to another round of the cross-platform play working. But you know, if we got that, we'd have the cross-platform play working. But you know, if we got that, we'd have new decorations. Be pretty much all it is. So we're just going to continue with the plan of building more on the other island with the new big village design. Timmy, you want your snack? Oh. No, I just realized I forgot to get it. I forgot to bring his new toy because yesterday was Timmy's birthday. He is now 11, as far as estimated from the shelter when they got him. And for his birthday toy, I got at Aldi. I saw a creeper, Minecraft creeper little thing, and it's not actually a toy, it's a keychain. And I'm not talking like keychain, I mean it's like, you know, that big. It's as big as his head keychain of a Minecraft creeper. So you know, it's squishy plush little keychain thing. I bought it, and while it doesn't have a squeaker, it's something he gladly is chewing on. So he got him a Minecraft creeper for his birthday present, for his little toy, among all his treats that he got. Timmy, there he goes. Now he's gonna eat it. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, Timmy, got a happy birthday from PT, and I'm sure more will come as people get in, but yeah, birthday. He thanks you, but his mouth is full. Nom 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 nom. Chomp chomp chomp. Fresh batch of twisty sticks that will last about 3 months. Isn't that right? Yep, that's it. That's what he got going. Alright, let's get into the game. Waiting for OBS. There we go. They of just more tree chopping and such. Get maybe some more. Try getting our maple seedling, but I haven't really done much since last stream on this. So those are empty. All right, we got that done. Those are empty. I'm not worried about those for the moment because I've got still more than enough. Well, guess I could knock out some iron real quick. And if we're going to do iron, might as well do some copper. Yes. Because both of those are kind of on the lower amount. There we go. Alright. Stone, not worried about. Plenty of spare wood ready to go. Take all that. And then we'll have some over there from my harvester bot, but all good. Take a little bit more. You know what? I know I'm gonna be coming back, but let's go ahead and take a few more dishes with me. And I know already that my animals are pretty much covered. They were almost completely full in their feed trough. What's that? I think that's recently enough that that's not grown in yet. So yeah, we're fine. Just go ahead and head out to the new island. Keep playing with the village stuff. I kind of want to do maybe like one more house today, like just the basic structure of a house. But yeah, I've been doing the houses on the one side. I want to kind of start moving towards the production where we definitely are going to need power infrastructure. And I've got the one direction going of the power poles for the houses, so I kind of feel like that would be a good point to start now working in the other direction, as I do have obviously 2 mining spots, and if I can get that kind of started, then that lets me get that air turbine or sky turbine out of the way and also then kind of looking at the aspect of how I'm going to do the power there, guys. That did not hit. Good. Kind of sped up a little quicker than I thought it was going to. Also, I kind of want to start getting some lights put up everywhere. Yeah. Okay. So those trees back on the main island may actually be grown enough to harvest. But yeah, let's see. Last time I got lights in there. I haven't really done any lighting in here, even though I've got the power. I'm trying to keep things more rustic so it's not overly lit up at night, and so I don't have to do a separate power network for, you know, lights to turn on and off at night. So I got this one. Oh yeah, this one is one we need to finish, and then I was going to do one house there. And maybe another one somewhere up over that way. We'll do it that way. So I got basically 2 smaller houses left. So we need to do this one. And no, I just went right past it. Heard them even bleep at me. Let's check. Is reserved. There we go. We got some. So the big fancy house, which is also going to have the outside greenhouse, and then I got fireplace, so we'll toggle that on as I work to. Oh, now I remember. I was going to do something. Try to do something a little different with the house roof design here. That's right. I was going to mess with. Try to change the roof layout a bit. So we got that right there, and I don't want to have it just be one peak going up. So I was kind of thinking of, well, I want to have the peak at the front, so it connects kind of the same way, and we do what was it? There was the dormer. So basically I just need a spot where it's flat out. So I either do, if I do it where the roof slopes to the front and then the back is flat, I could create an attic kind of look like I did on let's say, I know it did that house. Yeah, I didn't do a window there. Like that, kind of creating, well, not an attic look, but something similar to that, where it just feels like it's you know, in the wall, but not wrongly placed in the wall. Let's see. Yeah, okay, we got flaws. Got it. No, I didn't do that one either. Yeah. Since we're gonna have kind of two full floors and then an attic, like a smaller attic kind of setup. And again, I wish we had ladders in this for that. Not really much of a view in the distance. I think. Yeah, we got an island over there that is kind of being obscured a bit, but I feel like this is the logical one for looking out, you know, forward, because the sun's rising up. We've got the nice view of the bridge, so I feel like this is where I need the window type of look going. Let me just actually just place. Oh, I can remember the controls. What happens when you play with different games that you know, change the controls up? Put it the right way, then that could actually look fairly nice on that. If not, then I kind of wish with the half walls, and maybe we'll get this with the new update, a combination design for the window where it's a wood wall or a brick wall, but instead of keeping to the square rectangular look, we get a round window. You know, port window kind of thing. So it'd be like the square, but it'd be the window in the middle, kind of like that. It would just be a circular window around the square. I feel like we should have that. I'd like to see that in maybe the new update. Of course, we got that style too, but we're sticking with wood over here for the rustic. So basically, I just need to have it kind of go that way towards the front if I want to use that. Otherwise, I mean, that's kind of the, like, you get some privacy there. You're not, let me just go ahead and build another one. Also, it's height-wise, that's actually not very good, because that's, like, look where I'm at. That's where I'm standing. I'm not looking out the window, really. I like the idea of the dormer. It looks interesting, but I think I'll have to go with glass for that. Like, instead just going with the plain old glass roof type of thing. Yeah, just having it go like that. So, or, you know, not even that. We'll just go with the windows. You know, the half wall with the half window, which is a slightly better, not great, slightly better, but I feel like I kind of want to do maybe that. So this will be the flat side here, flat wall. I guess that means we need to fix this up. So and I fine. There and target. Roofs and Enshrouded never line up. I have yet to play Enshrouded. I've very much thought about it, but in the end, I always just kind of come back to like, I've already got enough games to play that I, you know, don't have time to play. Which one? It looks like it's. Let me make sure I'm pointing the right direction when I place these down, so they're not all out of pattern. Yeah, should be good right here. I can target again. You know, some weirdness with the placement is that when you're doing half walls, it does cause problems for it to target in spots like you might want, and that hurt. Okay, that's fine. There we go. There, that. Okay. This is probably not where the stairs are going to go in the end, but I just needed to get it kind of going to this point so I can keep working. So now we'll have this, and this will be the front of the house. Nice view out the attic space. So now the back is the one I need to kind of start adjusting for, because what we're gonna do is bring it in, because we want that to be that direction on it. Yep. So that's gonna meet like that. Means a lovely cap. We're on one end. You know what? Here. Because apparently, at one point I could jump easily on top of the roof like that. Somehow I have lost that ability. So there goes that. So that gives me that cap, which brings that in. I guess that's going to have to go like that. Yep. And leave that open for a moment. Like that. Okay, and now height wise, I'll say I think this would be the middle of the floor. Yep. Okay, so that's the middle. Take that out, and just because I'm gonna still I want to use it, kind of a nice little different look to it. There's that. I mean, if I put it down here, and you know, I guess, well, yeah, let's try it there just to see how it does look. You know, get there, I can't squat down, I can't crouch, so I get this kind of, I'm looking down through it. And if I put it this way, then I'm kind of, I'm eyeballing it. It really is just kind of adding some extra, like an extra spot for light to come in, is really all it's doing. There we go. That's really not giving you a good visual. Alright, so we got that. And just kind of keep going. And that's going to be a corner. So, do this. And that, yep, corner. Decide if I want to do something a little different. One spot, okay. And we go, you know what, let's just go one more. We're gonna have a very tall ceiling, even though I would like a shorter ceiling. I really hope we do get like different angle options for the like the roof tiles, so it's not you're restricted to just this height. Alright, so we're gonna do, you know what, here, we're gonna actually go with on the side of the cap, that, go to the wall so it gives the fluid look like that. And then this one, let's just try, okay, not gonna work, not like I was hoping. Hey Jenny, how's it going? What's up is it was Timmy's birthday yesterday, so he is now napping after having his snack, but he had a good birthday. Go that way. This is a flat look to the front, yeah. And then we'll go with the wood wall. Probably a good idea to go ahead and do this just so I don't walk off the edge. And no, actually, yeah, I'm gonna stick with this because the full height window wall actually gives a good height level to the window. I don't want to stack multiple windows together like that. I feel like that just doesn't feel realistic. That's more of a, you're gonna have one here or there. If you're gonna do multiple ones, you do something more like this. I'm actually thinking I want to do like a full, like that type of framing, and then we'll stick with the half walls because it doesn't have that little brace in the middle. And I'll go like that. 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 And wait one. Think about it. There we go. Like that. And this will be a good spot for curtains. Yeah, put some curtains here. Because I haven't actually used the curtains anywhere. And we'll finally have a good use for, or use a good spot for that. Because it'll be covering up big windows, like bay windows. Hey, Felonius. What are you trying to get done in Scrap Mechanic? You just said things. Are you trying to blow up the enemy bots? Are you trying to build you a fancy automation? Or just a big fancy base? You gotta provide some details, Jenny. I think I'm gonna do the ladder here. On this side. Because of I did it the wrong way. Yes, there we go. Because I don't think you want to, well, okay, it needs to go next to it. I don't think you want to walk up to a to a wall that you can't stick your, you can't climb up past. There we go. That's not the right direction. Yeah. Alright, well, that does make it easier on me to fix it then. There. Come up to the attic space. I feel like that's a good spot because you really can't see out of that, and then we get the nice bay windows looking out towards the front. And then we'll do, of course, the proper railing coming up because, don't want to fall. And since there's no better option, the fencing for the inside rails. There we go. Little spare attic room, storage, maybe a spare bedroom. Yeah, okay, so now the thing that's missing is bringing the roof down to where it looks like it's would normally be built. We'll just go out this way then. Make the jump. Seriously, I don't know what happened. I used to be able to make that jump like it was nothing, and now I suddenly cannot jump that way anymore. You plant stuff and get a raid. So you plant like flowers and such, or like food stuff, and then they attack you because of it. They don't want you growing food. They don't like your green thumb. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the full width roof piece instead of the little end cap, because this way I mean, we've got the front over there, it sticks out, so that will make that seem less like it's sticking out weirdly. Oh. Okay, snap it in the air. Yes. Totally what I was trying to do. Oh, come on. Really? Now I can't target that? Okay. They're frustrating me because I can't target something I should be able to target. Oh, there we go. Finally. Look at that. Something is like, hey, I'll work correctly. Or now, okay, there goes that, and I already did one side. More, I guess. I need a work lighting setup. Okay, so that's there. That's not hanging over. No, that's not hanging over. All right, so we'll wait for some daylight. In the meantime, clear you out, and I bet yes, all my maple trees have grown back to correct full height. So we'll clear some trees so I can have, well, more wood, but also possibly get an extra sapling still. And I just realized I had not even paid attention to my food or water level. And my food timer ran out probably a few minutes ago. The point where I kind of wanted the next spare sapling. I almost don't want to even plant it anywhere. I want to just keep it in my inventory, keep it to the side. So every time I'm going to harvest maple trees, I put it in my inventory, and it's like, hey, that's where the sapling goes. But oh, look, I got one. Okay, so perfect. I'm going to keep it as a spare. That way, you know, wood and leaves will go into my backpack and not to the toolbar. Oh, I got an extra sapling on that. I got 2 extra saplings in a row. That's practically unheard of. That is, I just got very lucky with the RNG on that. Huh? I just got... No, that's right, I did get 2 spares. Okay, say, did I get another spare? No. But yeah, that's weird. I got 2 spare saplings. I got double, you know, the sapling drop twice in a row. Not twice in one group of trees, twice in a row. All right, and I'm just gonna put the other one there. Now, got 3 more trees. And we'll get the roof done, and after this, I've got the basic structure, do some decoration later. I want to then focus on trying to get some of the production setup going, because we do need to have them doing something here. You know, they gotta be putting in the work. They gotta grow food and such, so I guess we could work on some kind of like a greenhouse thing. I don't need it, you know. It's not for me to actually produce anything. I'm just doing it as part of the cosmetic, but hey, it won't hurt to have a little extra food production here. If we get animal husbandry, where we can produce more animals of each top, then I could put some animals here too. But some reason that got taken out of the game. They have promo stuff showing it in an earlier state of the game, and now it's gone. I don't get that. But there was a earlier state of the game apparently where they had it. You would get the option to basically produce more animals. And had like there was like fertilized eggs for the chicken, or like there's something I saw for it where you basically somebody had made like extra chickens. They showed like 3 or 4 chickens in one picture. Okay. Moon is going close to being out of the sky, so I should be almost there. And I can then see. Okay, so I did my count of where I started that, or the size of it is part of the problem. Okay, so my starting point on the roof is why the roof is looking a little out of whack. And that's got an overhang now, but this side and the other side don't. So, you know what? Instead of doing a full extension like that, we're going to do caps. It's the end piece. That should be enough. And over on this side, I'm going to have a greenhouse anyway, so that, and then piece. We'll see how this looks, having the not that, having the shorter edge on that side. I mean, it's a bigger house, but you know, it doesn't have to have a weird looking roof. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then on this side will be greenhouse right here for the I'm thinking cotton. They're the more affluent family where they make the fancy clothes. You know, nobody else is growing cotton and producing the clothing, so they make a little extra money. And I got power run up there. I'll just have to do the power later. We got this spot, which has been naturally rained on. I want to see if that actually will keep it watered. Easy test. Demolish. And then same thing. That should get watered based on the placement. If that gets watered, then it's spreading out further. If neither one gets watered, then it is what you see when you're placing it. It looks like not a circle of area, but a sphere of area, which means even though the water should be reaching all the way over here visually, it can't because it's actually going in a spherical pattern around it. And that appears to be the case, is that it has to be in a sphere. Yeah, because that's not even watering that. That should have already been done. There we go again. Let's see. Because, like, yeah, you place it there, you see that sphere, which doesn't make sense. I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. It makes sense above it. It doesn't make sense below it. It should be like a half sphere and then down, or it should be really from the top, it should be a continued spread. So as I place it up here, it spreads further out. Maybe it takes longer because it's, you know, instead of directly watering, it could be, you know, it gets lighter and lighter as it falls further to a point where it's not going to work as well. Like, you don't want to put one way up there and it covers your whole greenhouse. get it. But that does seem like it's just a very limited sphere right there. And I wonder if it will actually, catching those corners, let this work. Find out. That one at least needs to turn, or what? Something's bugged if it doesn't. I mean, that's catching the edge. If it doesn't turn in a moment, I'm gonna have to put another one in here. Well, I did the 3x3 design because I knew it would work and would get the most out of it. All right, let's. I don't think I have another sprinkler anywhere over here. That's not catching. It is, yeah, not working. So it's got to be basically at least half the tile being covered by the water effect. All right, let's see. Power, I've got some going. I still need to come up with power up here. And then I need to get this kind of area going, which, you know, is going to be production, but I want to kind of keep it nice. And, you know, you see how the trees are. Maybe if I had done this as the side for the housing, it'd be the same thing. I keep a lot of trees just for the cosmetic. I do kind of like how this one is better in terms of the path part of it. This will be, I'm thinking first, the path was easiest to get up to here and here, because that's where my stuff is that currently needs power. Stone and cobalt somewhere over there. Some of these pathways are not the easiest to walk up. Slide down, yes. Walk up, no. So we got this. Or, you know, go ahead and finish working on this part right here at least, you know. I don't think I need a redundant path up this way as far as the power poles. Though I may do it in the end, put like another set of power poles going on this way because of the lights. Really just for the lights. I don't want anybody falling to break their ankle, break their leg, break some other bone. So we gotta block this off. I think what game it is. I know there's a game where you can snap to the end of the fence and it will automatically try to go in line, but you can toggle it where you can then rotate around the end. Okay, so that don't work. Where you could, like, it'll snap here and then I can rotate in and out like that based on how I want the fence to go. I like to see that sort of thing where you can snap to the end and then have it, you know, where you could choose to rotate it a certain way, but it would still snap to the end if it could, because again the terrain stuff is kind of goofy. And this terrain is too steep. Well, let's see. Yeah, okay, come that way. I'm gonna leave the boulder for now. So we'll go this way. Maybe I put power pole thing going that way, but we come here where we are jumping down from there. So we're gonna do this. Start getting this path kind of blocked. And I'll need to go get my lamps. This is where other games having like a building drone or something where you can see it from a top-down view. That would be so helpful in this one. Yeah, this path, you jump down. You don't really, like, you can skirt along the edge here. But if you just walk on the path, like that, it just, no, that's too steep. You gotta go to the side. That's the only way to get up there. So I'm not the biggest fan of that spot in terms of pathing. I do kind of like the idea instead of, yes, having the drills out in the open, because you have to have it where they're accessible for the drones to reach them. But I kind of like the idea of maybe building like a little structure to the mining spot, making some kind of mining site structure that gives it at least a vibe of being part of a actual, like, you know, somebody's going there and maintaining the equipment. It's not just out in the open, you know, to exposed to all the elements. You know, let's see. Put it right here, because that's kind of the edge of the walking spot. Here we go. Part of this is not bad enough to hurt you, but some of it is enough of a fall that you will take injury. And what? Okay, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit then, because of that terrain right there. Ah. Yeah, definitely don't want somebody falling down that way. Do it like this. And this side. I think if I just get the path framed off, kind of how I want the flow to be of what's actually walkable, that will help me in terms of laying out how I want the power poles to be placed. But I'm thinking this, because one, it's going to be a good way to connect it down, so that if I come down this way, it connects back down here. We got an extra redundant path, and then we could go up this way, covering this path. Same thing, you gotta get in that narrow spot, but it comes up here, which covers that. And, you know, it doesn't have to go directly up the path. I could, you know, be like, hey, it's following that path, and then I build a pole here that feeds across to this. Could decide, yeah, I'm gonna build a pole path that comes right up here instead, follows along this way. I think I probably should do it like that, because then we have to link it back up that way, which I just remembered that is where I have to basically have a path to walk up. I think, yeah. I think I could jump down. I don't think there's a way to just walk right back up on this side. Nope. So I will need a stairwell of sorts over here too. Okay. Now we'll start with the power going this way, and then I'll go this direction. And I've got 3 lamps, I think. What it was? Yep. Okay, got enough wood for everything. The glass, probably don't have to worry about it. Actually, I'll just take those because I can dump those when I get back. Take that. And And see how I'm like just walking in some of these spots, it's shifting me around, it's shuffling me because of the terrain being too steep, kind of thing. Well, I hope they'll fix that, because it causes problems on the building and even placing trees. Start with this, because I need to know the distance. There we go. All right, so we'll say right about here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, right there. So get my that. No. Okay, I need to get it where basically that here. There we go. Do it like that. Now I did this last time. Yeah, I'll just do pillar right there. Those out. Do the half pillar. Oh wait, did it. I did it again. Okay. Great. Let's see how this will work. Okay. So messed up, and I forgot again. All right. It's the way certain things snap in this game. You have to snap a certain way. They don't work otherwise. Okay, so now I got that. I have to have this in order to hit V, because it needs a snapping point. It can't snap to the bottom of the pole, even though I can snap to the top of the pole. It seems like that would work either way. Okay, got that. And well, you know, there we go. Boom. Okay. 3, 4. So right over. Oh. I might be able to get a little bit more distance on this one. Let's try that. Okay. Alright, because I know what's gonna happen. I gotta do that. So that, followed by that, and get this one, and this one, and okay, yeah, turned this way. That, and now tell me it's going to reach. Yes, but you have to go close to it first. It reaches, but you have to like try to place it closer so it links and then goes there. Otherwise, you gotta then go back to this and do that. I hope that gets fixed too. It should be like a case of like, hey, if this is the closest, that's where it links. It's not a case of, I mean, if you're gonna have it automatically linking, then yeah, it should be, if that's the closest, it can link to it by default, instead of having to do it from a certain side and then be like, okay, we'll link this way. But, oh, you come from that direction? No, we're not going to link till you get even closer. One, 2, 3, 4. That should technically, yep, reach there. That's a really good spot. that. Yes, there we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go. I mean, that's gonna continue that direction, but I'm gonna go this way. See how far it reaches right here. I feel like I need one here with a light, just because it marks the end of the path. So, do one right about there. Oh, great. About to be electrocuted. I guess we're gonna go that way, because it'll be consistent with following the path. But it was almost too close to the wall, but at the same time, if I turn it going this way, then the next one's gonna get turned. It's better to go like this. That. And I just keep hit the wrong button. I'm so used to controls in some of the other games. Alright, so we, oh, I made a boo-boo. I'll remember to turn it on before you climb down. Okay, we got that. One more light. Reach back here. Okay. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, about there. This all done. I'm gonna get this one built. Because this is gonna be the lamp. And then and then what I'll do is I'll get everything put in place. I think, yeah, for the next light. So we'll just basically have it where all I gotta do is climb up, place the next light. So we'll go ahead and get the actual power pole built. Right there, yep. That way it's really just waiting on me to go and get supplies and come back. Okay. Plus, I need to kill some time while I wait on the storm to kind of subside. And now I actually have to measure. Because I'm not going to worry about a railing on that. I mean, well, I guess I will go up to like at least this spot. But like right here, you want to jump down, you're fine. So power pole's going to continue in this direction to right here because that's closest to that. Then I can build something that follows the stairs up to connect there, and then that lets me start, well, at least gets me that connected. And then I think what I'll do for the other one is I want to build that way down and figure out the path for up there, and then I'll worry about linking up that way. So it's just easier to go ahead and say, hey, I know roughly where I need it to go. Yeah, okay. No, we're gonna go like right here. That's what I'm gonna do this. Go in that direction. Yeah. That. This is just to help me line it up, right? There. I go in there. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're about there. Now I still want to try to get as close as I can to the ground, but it really doesn't matter now that I know this trick. You just need to do like I'm doing here. Build a foundation, because you need that to start for it to give you a snapping point. You build a floor and use that as your new snapping point, so you don't have to deal with the foundation being in the way visibly. And then you build the on the floor, you invert the half height. I mean, you could do the full height. It's just one extra piece of wood versus, it's 2 pieces of wood for the full length post versus the 1 piece of wood for the half height post. So, you got plenty of supplies. Go right ahead. And that is the one I need a light for. Also, we need to move a tree. That is not going to work covering up my power pole. Especially the one that's going to have the light on it. So, put that one right there. And then I can add another one closer once I get this done. So we need that with a light. No power poles down this way. Maybe along this path. At some point, it's all going to come kind of down to here and intersect. Feed in power here. Make sure I got. Yeah, okay, that's good. So let's go get supplies, including trying to get some more maple seeds. Oh. Keep saying it. Every time I go back, I'm like, I need to do this. And we'll do it this time. The fairy lights for the bridge. So we can see how the bridge looks at night with some fairy lights on it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we got all day to do some work. So, first thing is let's clear this because I will be needing some extra wood. Also, grab these smelted bits because iron and copper. I know we'll need that for some lights. So, yeah, do that for now. Toss some leaves. You get so many leaves in the game. I honestly think I could eventually get to like 1,000,000 points just from the leaves. And cobalt. Alright, so we'll do a bunch. Well, yeah, I got plenty of those. So cobalt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that. I'll just go use up. That's 12 lights I can do. 12 lamps. Yeah, so leaves a little bit left for each of these. So yeah, we're good. Whole bunch of lots. Oh. Yeah, you can't say, hey, there's similar items here, because it's the stacking issue. Because it won't, those aren't stackable, so it won't push them across. So hopefully that's fixed in the update. Oh, and I didn't notice the wood was there. So trees, more wood, and hopefully an extra sapling. I mean, it's been a while since I got a secondary, 2 sapling drop on this island. But already, I had not just 2 today so far on the other island, I've had 2 in a row on the other island. So I seem to be doing much better on that island. I wonder if it's like, even though it's the same biome type, I wonder if there is a modifier aspect to different islands on how well certain tree types produce the additional sapling. Because here, at birch and is it aspen? The other one? Those seem to produce like no problem here. Restranet, hello. Thank you for joining. Sorry, you joined in right as it got all cloudy and stormy, but it happens. Yeah, we're good on that. That will honestly probably last most of the live stream, if not past the end of the live stream. Oh, look at that! I got me another spare sapling. That makes 3 saplings today. That is, yeah, great. That is fantastic. And I got, again, another spare one on the other island, because I was going to use it as a placeholder. I'm actually going to use this one here, so I can go ahead and start getting kind of like a couple extra ones here going. So I do want to have more maple trees for the visual look. We also got to get my massive amount of crops, because I am going to be producing some new seed packets. I'm sure I'm going to have to produce something for what I put over there at the other island. Also, kind of trying to give myself some time to think of how I want to do the greenhouse setup, because we do need a greenhouse over there. I mean, really, it's like, well, I got stone mining, cobalt mining, and that's it. Everything else is gonna be animal or the horticulture, the farming part. So You know, one little area, probably down lower for the animals, so they're close to the water source. Kind of makes sense for that. Make it easier. And then, you know, it'd be like, oh yeah, we got a water pump system that pipes the water up for the sprinklers in the greenhouse that we put higher up the ridge because sun. You know, you're in that little depression, the bowl of the land there. You're gonna have the sun obstructed from different sides once it gets past a certain level on the horizon. But if you put it higher up the ridge, you get away from that. It's like, you know, building in a valley. You put in something in a valley, it's gonna lose track of the sun quicker than something that's built up on the mountain or up the valley ridge higher up. So that's what I want to do on this, and I'm going the wrong direction on this one. Not really a wrong direction, but I like to keep it to the one item at a time. That way, if I mess up, I hopefully am not cross planting, even though I tend to do that way too often. Then I want to move one of the algae bots over there too. So we'll have the algae bot keeping the water source, the little pond on the island, clean. You know, cleaning up any algae growth so we have algae to use, but also keeping the water clean for the animals and us. There we go. Oh, I am short. I missed one. Let's see, that's what I do. Really, I did not. Yeah, I said I should not have ended up with a spare seed packet. And the spare maple will go. We'll start here. That way I'll start filling in some extra maple trees there for mainly to get more saplings. Okay, you know what? We'll go ahead and do a little bit of food for the animals. Just go ahead and get that knocked out. We'll kind of low balance it a little bit. There we go. Okay. That's good. Ooh, go there. And okay, that's all that. Grab wood from these because, you know, hey, we'll need them. All right. Oh. No, yeah. Let me go ahead and get some more because I did burn through a full 4 stacks of iron and copper, and I use those quite often. There's set going because I am about to use it for some other stuff. And then I need, I'll say it's iron and copper only, but I'm gonna double check. Just, over here is decorative. Yeah, iron and copper. No cobalt for the fairy lots. So I'll make a couple sets of fairy lights to take. And I'm thinking, you know, we'll go with the big set. Same cost either way. It's just one goes this distance, one goes that distance. Okay, I'm short on iron. That's fine. I'll come back and I'll get a whole bunch of those made. Again, a bunch of leaves. And I'm gonna grab more of the spare wood. I put away. Lights. And feed some animals real quick. I may actually have too much animal feed. So I'll just keep some on hand. Easier when I come back. I mean, they are munching away. Oh yeah, a little too much. Okay, so we'll just keep it there. When I come back through the next time, I'll have it. I'll just dump some more in. They'll probably clear that out in the next hour or so. They'll eat up at least that much. And back we go. I'm thinking I want to do maybe in the middle. Along the upper ridge, like between where the two mining sites are, setting up the greenhouse there. Greenhouse is up there, no trees obstructing it, everything's clear, so it gets maximum sun. We want high growth kind of, you know, thought process to it. And then we'll have, you know, trees around the other areas. Again, probably do it where I won't have animals, but the accommodations for the animals will be lower down towards the water level along that left side there. Let's see. That's mining there, mining over there. So somewhere right through there, greenhouse. Yeah. And then animal area right through there. That way they're close to water, you know, you don't have to, I mean, even though I have the automatic water thing there, I'm not gonna leave them to fend for themselves on that. They will have the automatic water, but, you know, I like having that close to an actual water source just kind of makes it feel more realistic. We're gonna start in the middle for this. Let's just see where it gets goofy, because I can't see the alignment on that side because it's so wide. I feel like that's not actually that bad. That should work pretty well. Yeah, and you can see it from here. So I get several strands of the large light, because you know, as you go further away, it gives kind of a more of an orange hue. As it, yep, there it kind of goes. Bit of orange hue. So I load it up all the way across and down there. Yeah, that should look fun. And then I'll probably do some fairy lights along here as part of their lighting for the front porch. I'll get some more glass going too. Alright, back to here. I got plenty for this. Yes. There we go. And I did 12 lights. So technically, one connector each light plus an additional connector in between. So that's 24. I had 33, so I'll have still a few connectors left. Supposed to be right. Yep, right there is good. Drop down. Ooh. That's actually possibly low enough. It looks like it's actually attached to the ground there. It looks like it got low enough, so I'm not going to worry about. Well, you know what? It won't hurt. It's one piece of wood, and it's not like I'm not getting a ton of that. Yeah, it actually was just slightly above, so that works. You know, might as well go ahead and do it. And again, something weird. I somehow, like, I guess holding shift and hitting the button, like accidentally holding shift down while I hit the button as I'm running, causes the game to lag. I don't get why, but it does. Okay. Oh, I think I have connected too much power again. All right. And you know what? This is gonna be closer than it doesn't need. Well, you know what? Oh, we'll just do it like here. It'll be down a level. That's fine. There we go. Hey. Honestly, let me redo this. I'm thinking about it. I need to rotate just a little bit. Right there. Yeah. So rotating it so it kind of starts to turn that way. Since I can't rotate it once I start getting everything snapped together. Yeah, that will work. And now another lamp and a light. And I need to leave that because I have to come back and turn things on. Yeah. All right. So if I'm gonna continue along this being the ridge, and then extend out that way, then yeah. Okay, let's go to here. Start placing some. Oh. Alright, more that way. Alright, let's go. Alright, come on. Come on. Ah. This way. And then I'll just continue that way. Maybe not. Well, yeah, maybe not right along the ledge. Maybe like right along here, kind of close to the path. And we'll just kind of skip over. Yeah, I'm not really using stone right now in large quantity, so I could just take the air turbine out, go toss it up there, get my lights working. And eventually this is going to be replaced anyway. So we'll just go ahead and do that now. And this is not going to be permanent, but you know what? No, I'll just go up the other way. Enough space for it. Call lies. There we go. Alright, so you can't put it just on the floor. You gotta put it just far enough to the side. There it goes. Oh, come on. Yeah, very, very bad terrain right there. That needs to be fixed. Okay, we got that going. I'm gonna do the fencing now. I'm just gonna measure it like this. And hope I get it right. I think if I get it short instead of starting again from scratch, I'm just gonna build another foundation or another floor and let me move it. There we go. A little easier, just do that. I should keep going, and I'll fill the gaps in on the way it looks separated from the with the fence further back there. We'll plant trees. The easy way to do it. Sure. No, yeah, just enough to barely see that it would have been sticking, like floating above the ground, so it's fine. 1, 2. Do this. That. And there we go. And just for now, when I build this next pole, about here. That'd be about right. Yep. Probably should have waited on extending that out, honestly, but fine. What we're gonna get is just an extra power pole right there. Go up here and do that. Then just easier to. That's another thing they need to fix. They need to fix the distance that you can target when connecting a cable. That should be further away. Like, you're targeting the thing, like, I should be able to basically say from here, I can demolish it. Why can I not choose to connect the cable from this distance? I have to get closer to actually take the cable and connect it. So it's like, if I can demolish it from this distance, and granted, that does help a lot when you're building something and you don't have to build something to go way up higher to do it, but still, I should be able to then take and connect the cable from that same distance so that it is not causing the problems we're having. Not sure why that was decided to be implemented differently as far as the distance for interaction. Yeah, whole thing is blocked off. There we go. So I said greenhouse there. Actually, this seems more like the good spot. Like, actually, split it. Multiple greenhouses. Maybe one like right up there, one over here, another one up here. You just got separate greenhouses, one here. They have one big greenhouse, just split it up into different crop types. Small greenhouses for different ones, and then way up here have the other mining spot. And that's it. And then you go from there We're gonna cross to the bridge. We'll have... I think I can walk up that path cleanly enough. I think, yeah, that's how I came up earlier. So that'll be one path where, again, the poles will get over here and connect to it. Right now, I've got enough here to do something with that. So I gotta think how I want to do the mining setup. And we're gonna continue with using up these lights, at least a few of them, to try and get some space clear, because I don't have room for all these lights and the storage thing. And exactly where I need a way to place this. Come on, there we go. Getting the terrain too steep. I get it in certain spots for certain things, but this is a problem here. Come on. What? Yeah, I'm gonna block that off. That is way too steep for a real path to work. Okay, we'll have that. This will be a valid path. Animal kind of area. You know, actually, good little spot here for some animals. That's... I feel like this would... Yeah, you run into a very narrow path there that you can climb up, being up to this. Surprisingly, that's actually smoother terrain than this spot right here. I'll say animals there, some animal stuff right there, just kind of this little area. Then maybe the algae thing right there. And that'll all be, you know, fenced off so animals aren't wandering around. And yeah, that's, I'll redo the trees around that point. Should work fine. Just won't have any actual animals in the area till that's changed and we can actually produce new animals. And I need to grab the spare sapling. Yes. Load this one first. Oh, and food. Noticed again that my food level is like going down pretty low. There. Lag. That time I wasn't even holding shift. For some reason it just decided to lag when I tried to switch back to the axe. I was definitely thinking about it. Yeah, I just thought about it. The whole point of this island became the fact that the other island I wanted to build on with a big mega platform stretching from one side of the island to the other could not be done, because you can only build so far out from what's defined as the edge of the island. I haven't seen a height limit yet, but you know, building out from the edge to a certain point, there's that. And the bridge on this island works because there's actually terrain for the island below that area, so that's the reason why it worked, because there was actually land below. You couldn't say, hey, at this height it's not island, but at this height it is island. I guess it's just a hard set. This is the outline, and once it gets past a certain distance value from the outline, oh, you're too far out. And so that's why I'm building on this island, not the original one as I intended. But I haven't tested how far down I could go if I could go below the island. So that might be something fun to do. Is right over here I do have a waterfall thing. Again, why I could build here is because of that. Maybe I could build out and then start building down and see if I could build underneath the island. You know, we can't dig into the ground to create like a basement kind of thing or whatever. Maybe I could dig or build underneath the island. Be kind of interesting to try. Like, oh yeah, I didn't just build the village on the island, I built underneath the island. And then that, you know, opens up the question of, if I can do that, how far can I build? You know, how far down can I build before it says you're too far away? Kind of question, you know, ties in with how high up can I build? Or it says it's too tall from out of the bounds. Oh, I definitely feel like I want to try that. Let's see, just how far can I build? You know, away from the island. I'm just going to start here and go along here. Go ahead and get this spot. And I'm gonna get power poles up to here, because I know I'm gonna need them for greenhouse stuff. And the greenhouse, I'm still gonna do like a wood foundation, I believe. Or I mean, well, it's not like it's gonna matter, because in the end you're gonna have the indoor grow plots placed down, so it's not like I'm really gonna see the foundation that much. I was kind of thinking of maybe doing the brick foundations just for the fact that it'd be like they're made to be like the one little bit of brick production being done here was used with the greenhouses there, because they wanted the community greenhouses to be a little bit sturdier, you know, less prone to possibly lightning, you know, fire damage, because that produces the food for everybody. Okay, yep, that works. So we'll go right about there. There's that. That. Boom. And boom. Okay, got another light or more. I can at least get it all the way up to here, so yeah. And stick closer to the path for this. It does seem like the there is some slight advantage. Like, you know, I've got the connection going. I go over here, it cuts. And you see, I go back where it was connecting, but it doesn't. But when I get back over to here, it connects. It seems almost like that's the safe bet distance, is if you do that, and you see where the connection reconnects to that nearby connector, the power goes back to that. That seems like that's the safe bet of, you know, once you place it on the power pole, that it is going to reach. You're not going to have a problem with it being, oh, that's too far away, sorry. So, gotta help fix dinner and clean it up after you eat. All right, as long as you bring the leftovers for us, Jenny. All right, so that's my spot right there. Uh-huh. One, two. I almost feel like I want something like multiple hot bars. Like, if it wasn't for the build hammer, I would be saying we need a different like hot bar system where you can place your favorites as far as like the buildable items. Be like, yeah, you know, here's my favorite. I want these 4 things, right? Or the foundation, the floor, the tall post, the short post, the horizontal, and then the diagonal. So I would need 6 spots, and I'll literally just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, and that'd be it. And then just go and clean it up. That would make things so much easier if you could just set a custom like hot bar for the buildable items. And that one was a little bit on the limit right there. That does get me to right here. So I'm just gonna do one right here. Doesn't have to be super far away. I just need a pole that kind of marks where it's reaching to this next area. Okay. And for some reason it decided to dump it into the ground. There we go. Okay, that's enough for this spot. That leaves me 3 more there. Obviously, you know, I'm gonna probably want lights around this area, so let me think. I gotta keep in mind that, for one, I have to have the drills open to the sky. Now, I'm not sure how wide that space is around them, like if it's, you know, vertically just right above this, or if it's like, oh yeah, you gotta have space way out to here on each side so that the drone has room, you know, or whatever. Since I am not actually producing or you know, collecting anything right now, just do, okay, still says it's open to the air. Sky obstructed. Okay, so take that one off. Sky obstructed. Just gonna kind of pop them back in one at a time. Sky obstructed. All right, so we know the middle one. Let me take out that one. Sky obstructed. All right, so we are looking basically at that one is the only thing necessary for it to say it's not obstructed. Yeah, right there. And it's kind of right above that, but it's not. I think it's a case of it's just really that vertical section right there. If I could do a half floor or line this up just perfectly over it, it would be a case of it's just whatever's over this spot. It's not over this, because if I go here, that's obstructed. It's literally over the central point where the drill is at, which seems like this will be where it's concerned with. Okay, so with that in mind, I don't want to build this. Also, the layout kind of going like that. I'm going to redo these, I think, in the way they are. But, well, we got this here. Can I climb it? No. Maybe. Maybe I can. I mean, I'm jumping, and it seems to be letting me go higher. Here and there. Up to at least that point. I think I'll just build it because it's wider on this side and kind of stretches here. Maybe a little bit back here. Build the structure this way. And then I may rotate those, redo them. Of course, can't place on the ore patch. I get far enough back. Okay, too low. Alright. I got it lined up. Like that. And then we need to come around this side a little bit. I think that's too far over on that side, and that's barely enough on that side. Let's see what it does. Ah, and I can't build over top of it right there. But I built over top of it with that. So there is definitely a height factor to it. Okay, so that's not a problem. It's somewhere in that size, I guess, based on how high the foundation could go. Right there is the limit on where you can build. But I can technically build over top of it. It's just I gotta build it more elevated. Which actually is not a bad proposition. So I know this works, so I'm just gonna stick with that. And, you know, take these out right now. Okay, like that. So what I'm going to do is kind of build over towards them like this. Just get this going, make it easier. Get up here. Right now, we've got that. Now thinking, I'm just going to build all the way across, and then it'll be kind of like you're creating the structure where the drills are in the middle. And it's like, here's the maintenance thing, like you're drilling down is what it's going to feel like. More like, we're actually creating a depression where we are drilling downwards into the setup. Obviously, that's going to have to be uncovered. It's actually what? Obstructed? Not obstructed. Yeah. Not obstructed. So that's a very picky, like, it's got enough open right there that it's fine. And then I'll do this, and boom, sky obstruct. You know what? Go ahead and take this out. I just feel like I won't have them completely, you know, exposed like that. And then yeah, kind of like that. There's one on that side. Pull this back. 1, 2, 1, 2. You know what? Keep it nice and even all around. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically the middle. That. Yep. So now we have this. You walk up. This is going to get removed. And that's good. I'm stick with those. Actually, let me just I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, that's why it's a pain. It's just because I have to have it snapped to the on the bottom. So if I want to have the full height wall, I still have to build all the way across like this underneath to get it to work. This also kind of feels like it would be a spot where you might have a brick building, but yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. We're gonna stick with the wood theme over on these two. We got that, and then I can basically, I'll just take them out 1, 2, and 3 maybe, or even just 1 and 2, spread them a little bit more. You know, one of these goes to that stone 2, and then one goes stone 1. Yep. Actually, now that I got the under the side walls built, that's gonna come out. I don't have my glass with me. Let me go get some glass in a second. So, out of sight, out of mind, that's going to be our drilling location. Easy enough to recreate around the other spot for the cobalt. I think my trees are fully grown again. I should grab glass earlier. Actually, clean some of this mess up. That now. And hoping to get that fixed with the update. Ah, this is not the best one to go up. I will make this a path. I'll just make sure that the path has good railing on one side so I don't throw myself off the edge because I run into too steep terrain. Alright, this. Now, you know, if I built the opening bigger, it'd almost be fun to have it like, here's a walk down. Like, you come in and you got this big mining, you know, pit, like it's a railing around this big area, which I guess I could expand it further back to open it up more. But I'd have like, okay, instead of right here, I walk down. Granted, I'd have to make sure that the stairs, oh, you know, let's just see if the stairs will work. Oh, the stairs will work. Okay, it's just the foundation and stuff like that won't build far enough down. Have it basically where I can walk down to them, because it's probably a good idea if I only, man, I can interact with them. Yeah, I may extend it back and have it so I can walk in, like step down and climb back out. I think that's oh, 200 sprint. Once again, I'm not paying attention. And now we're just up. Yeah. Go back one more. Okay. Go fix this. All right, done. And this. Make sure I don't destroy my drills by accident. Yeah, bring it back one more. Bigger 3x3 opening. That's actually more symmetrical. And then I will throw, even though I mean, it's technically gonna be in the way, I can still throw that in there. Not obstructed. So again, I will need some kind of a rooftop opening. I'm assuming I can't just do a full-on roof for it. Yeah, that's right there. Let's just test it. Sky obstructed. And it's so high up, I can't target it. Sky obstructed. That very tip right there was obstructing it, so yeah, I'm going to definitely reposition these, but technically I can build around the edge like this, so yeah, there'll be an opening in the middle where the rain can fall in, but it can part of the whole, have to have it open for the drones to fly in. Oops. Because that won't come out. sure. Sky not obstructed. So we got that. Almost. Could be fun. Could have done it, well, I guess, where instead I could have it be like we're gonna funnel the water in so everything goes in here. You know, forget the well, forget the little rainwater collectors. I'll build a rain collector. The you know, more complicated way. Yeah, do that because really don't have a reason to have a window at the back looking at a cliff. With this, we at least have that. We'll have the lights, and then I can get in there and fix that. So let's go ahead and take these out. And yep, do that. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, all right, right about there. Feel like it's just safer to go slightly back towards the starting point. Ooh, I didn't get that quite rotated the way I need to do. I think that's about right. Okay. Ooh, what? Wow, I finally burned through all that wood. Okay then. Yep, I burned through all the wood, finally. I had like 300 pieces and I finally used up like all of that. I just didn't notice. Let's get... He's been sitting here like, I got nothing to do. I don't have any place to put the stuff I got. And I think that's what I was going to go with that. That. And well, there's a light there. I'm not going to do a light on that. I'm just going to do... that. Oh, add wireless power. I need wireless power because if I do, I can do the wireless power as the junction point and then it feeds that in and I can put some lights in here. So I need a couple of the wireless lights go in there and I need some wireless power. Or a wireless power thing. So, I'm gonna head back. Okay, I actually don't have room. Those. And I'll grab this. I know they're done growing. I'll just chop down the maple trees and we'll head back. I forgot to get more fairy lights last time. I just realized that because it got too dark. So I'll do that. Get a couple of oh, I got an extra one. All right. Yeah, get a couple of fairy lights. You can't even see those from here right now. They don't carry very far. Well, I'm not really using them as much. The other lights, they don't give off a lot of light. They don't illuminate, but they do show up visibly. Oh, got another one. That's That's crazy. That's twice now I've gotten a spare sapling 2 times in a row. 2 trees in a row. Here's a sapling. Or an extra sapling. Then here's, again, here's another extra sapling. So that now makes 5 spare saplings I've gotten today during harvesting. I don't remember seeing any minor updates drop, so I don't think it's because they changed something. But you know what? I'm happy to take the extra saplings. I'll put, you know what? I'll put one more here, and then I'm gonna take the other one with me back to the main original island. I'm starting to get a decent number here to harvest each trip. Now I'll go back and I'll plant another one over there. I'm keeping, again, a spare sapling here so I don't have to worry about stuff taking over the hotkey spot. About there. Oh, yeah. I go up. I got 3 more. Up top. If I get another 2 drop on one of these, that's gonna be make this officially the highest return live stream yet for these. Oh, I need actually a wireless thing for there too. So 2 wireless power things, some, well, 2 I think ceiling lights for the drilling site, and the house I still kind of want to stick more to like the small lamps and such, much more of like just focused on regular type of lighting for those. Standing lamps are gonna be the outside beacon ones like that. But ooh, fairy lights too. I need 2 large fairy lights for this, and then 1 of the ceiling lights for there. So that's 3 ceiling lights, 2 wireless transmitters. And I'm gonna say probably, I think that from what I can see, I should have 2 more large fairy light stretches there on each side, or on that side, and that'll be, so I'd be 5 there, 7 large fairy lights, 3 ceiling lights, and then the wireless 2 wireless transmitters. I'm going to get that done. Yeah, that's what I need. I've already got animal food, so I'm just gonna go collect the animal production crops, and I'm not gonna worry about the crops. I'm not gonna worry about honey, anything right now. That's also another thing. I gotta do something over here for honey production. Now I'm thinking actually on that, what I might do is with the greenhouse set up on the village area, instead of it being fully enclosed like a greenhouse door, you know, have a, well, you know, depending on the style of greenhouse, there are greenhouses, like realistic greenhouses where you can go and open up like part of the greenhouse ceiling or something to allow for airflow. Or also in the case of allowing for maybe oh wait, my lights are broken. Why are my lights broken? It's middle of the night. Why are my lights broken? Okay. I mean, that's on a wireless transmitter. That should be lit up. Those are not lit up. Why are my lights broken? I think it did this before where I had to, like, save and reload from the save to get it to light up like it's supposed to. All of my lights are broken. And it's not saying I'm out of power. I've got power. The solar, the daylight detection is not working. That's the problem. I still have those lamps. You know what? Let me, yeah. Quit game, reopen it completely from scratch. Hopefully that fixes it. Oh, maybe I've got too many things hooked up now that it's unable to keep track. In the meantime, the wonder of the Timmy. Wow, he actually looks chunky from there. Timmy, you laying off the snacks, I think, for a little bit. You starting to look chunky. That belly you got going there. You looking chunky, bud. You're like, I'm too tired to lay off the snacks. And it's like, why are you stopping? Go back to sleep. And my lights are working again. So now, what I was going to do before the game bugged, oh yeah, I'll just, you know, I'm not even going to worry about chopping down the trees right now. I just want to make sure I get the lights crafted that I need. And do this just because I know they're... Oh, we got no space for anything. And that makes me, the things for the tickets. Wow, okay. It actually didn't consume that much while I was gone. That was like 2 days I was gone. They still didn't consume a full stack. Oh, yeah, not even a full stack. That was 29. They still didn't consume that much. Alright. Fun. Oh, yeah. 5, 2. What? Okay, I got an extra one there. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and that's, yeah, okay. Let's go ahead. And the food baskets. 32 and 4. Wood. And yes, exactly what I was thinking. When I put those in, I need iron and copper for this. And I'm pretty sure on... You know, I know the fairy lights were not cobalt. But the other ones were. The fairy lights don't use cobalt, that's iron and copper, but the ones crafted at the energy table do require cobalt. Like certain items are like, yeah, this requires cobalt, but this essentially similar thing does not. Yeah, cobalt. So I am gonna be running out of room. Spare stone. Dump that. And for now, so I can get iron and copper and such cleared out. Okay, I need... Oh, silicon. All right, so I was going to do 2 of those. One for the mining spot and one for the house. So I need 2 transmitters. Okay. It was 1 light for the house, the front porch, 2 lights for the mining site, 1 on each side, and then the fairy lights. I need 2 for the house, 5 for the bridge, so I don't have enough on that. Okay. Okay, so basically burning through all the stuff I just produced. So yeah, 7 of the large lights, which conveniently cost the exact same amount. So it was 2 for the house, 2 more for one side of the bridge, 3 more for one side of the bridge, and then I'll still need more for the bridge, but this way I can actually make sure everything is going to line up as I'm thinking. And then I'll do the next trip. I'll get some more iron and copper going. I'll need a bit more of that. Let's dump some leaves. And yeah, a lot of lights. But I need to take all of it. Yes. Okay. Now we'll have to remember to fly back at some point during the night so I can see how the fairy lights look as I fly up. And I noticed that my water thing ran out, so that taken care of. So now food and water are covered for a while. 13 minutes still before anything else comes. And I just noticed stupid thingy of that. Stupid. Power transmitter. Get the house and then the mining spot. Go ahead and grab that. So he has room to keep working. But right now, I need this. And I'm gonna need probably 1 per floor if I had to guess. Okay, so there goes that. Now, give it, let's see. Okay, that actually covers pretty well. I mean, it's the spherical thing too, again, so. You know, if I get it in the right spot, that might actually cover almost everything I need for the house. If I just do it like right up here. Apparently that's too tall or too high up to connect. All right, let's see. Where are you? Right there. All right. And of course, too tall. Boom. Okay. Let's try this again. See how far down. Wow, okay. Yeah, look at that. It is a sphere, just like with the sprinkler, but you see how much that covers. So now I just covered the whole house with that one thing. I just will have to kind of tweak placement with it. There we go. Or I'll have to adjust the power so it's not just sitting in the floor. I'll do that. But then, yeah, there we go. We got that. And that gives a porch light for the fancy house. Nice little look there. We'll throw a bit of lighting up in the other rooms. It'll be good. Now, if I can get these out of the way. Must be placed on a wall. Well, that is a misfortune. And of course, the fact that I still cannot place it and see where it's actually lining up with on the other side because of how long those are. Okay, placed on a wall. Well, doesn't have to stay there, yeah. Oh, that helps. Collides with our object. Again, saves the day. Oh, wrong object. Ah, okay. That's not even lining it up the way it should. Okay, wow. So it's not even saying it's colliding on that side. Do it like this. There we go. All right, that's close enough to make it work. Oh, duh! I forgot fairy lights on that spot. Not as much of an effect here, but it is a case of well, you know, look nice. Alright, you know what? I'll go this way. Okay, like that. That. Okay. Yep, you see the little mining spot there. We'll have a similar one over there. Animal area. Several different greenhouses over there. Some kind of, you know, walk-up path there to the power area. Big power setup. All the houses. It's going to turn out pretty nicely, I think, overall. Despite some of the weirdness with how some stuff gets handled in terms of placement. Alright, got that. Put me a wall there. And the last one, right here, same thing. It's just easier to do it like this. All right. That's actually going to look pretty good, but you see the difference is yellow there and a little bit more shifted towards orange because of the difference in distance on it. Also, maybe the shading having an effect on it. It's a light. I don't know why the shade would have an effect on it. And now I can't really see them. And the other wireless power. Click that in. And now, you know, I'll leave that for a moment. Ah. Of course. You know, place it down, and it's so tall I can't target thing. Turn it on. And you can't turn them on while you're jumping. You interact with other stuff while you're jumping, but you can't turn those on while you're jumping. Alright, that is too tall. Too high up. So... I think, which you could place in the middle. Just have to do it that way. Okay, so we've got those. That will still work. And now we've got that. We'll go ahead and dump one right down here. And then that just connects. Boom. We're good until I redo that to change how the drills are laid out. That's going, not obstructing anything for the drones. We've got wireless power, lighting inside. And, just keep with the, correct, you know, looking right type of thing. Also, I'm going to move that tree right there. Okay, got that. Do the rails, that, and boom, there you go. I'm not gonna add a step piece right there. Just gonna walk in. I'll move these back. They'll be covered, and then we'll still have a step down, so I can step in and out without looking weird because I have to jump on those and climb out that way. This is gonna be chopped and moved. Put it on the same spot, just there. So the limbs of the leaves are not going inside, and there we go. Mining site set up. Drones can still interact. And basically a template for the other one. Power going there, so I still need to get the other power poles going that way, and need to figure out how I want to do the climb up spot there. next one I'll actually build with probably just 2 halves to kind of drop it down a little bit on the elevation for that. Be the easier way to go. Next strip back, I'll need to make some more connectors. I see how much of a difference that makes. I'm gonna say I probably can get away with it right here on that spot. And yep, okay, so that's where I'm gonna go like that. Actually, I don't need it to go. Well, yeah, I'm gonna. No, I'll do the full one because it's gonna still drop down on the height just because of the path itself. Yeah, I definitely could have gone a little bit further out, I think, without it being an issue. Hard to tell because of that drop in height. And terrain too steep, but fortunately, snaps. Okay. And up there. That. Light. I just noticed I didn't put the extra milk back up, so alright, that's wasting space in my inventory. That's fine. Making it work. And this is where, yeah, there's a little couple spots you can see where it kind of makes me jump off the path. And I have to keep to the right for it to actually let me walk up. But you can get up that way, so yeah, that spot right about there. So it's not as defined, but I can make it. You know what? Wait for daytime so I can see clearly enough. Meantime, I can do this. Right, that's a perfect spot right there. That's the corner of the path, so Okay. And no, not there. All right, and the last light, which actually lines up just perfectly because it's the corner. That's what you want. You want to highlight the intersection. There we go. Corner. Let's see. We'll go back up this way. Again, you gotta go a little bit to the right side, but it'll let you get up there. Walk along. Got this spot. I probably will throw some kind of outside light here too. And that's lighting it up inside, but not really here because I can't really get the lights on top of that. And don't tell me I'm stuck there. The lights just don't really carry very far on their actual illumination. A lot of wood to burn through, so I want to try to build the stairway, the climbing spot over here that lets me get up and down from this side, so it's not just one-sided. Yeah. The path, that's kind of nice because it actually lines up to the path right there. So we'll do, and of course the corners must touch ground, so put that back. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking maybe trying to do a full, I'm not sure how that collides with me. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe a full, like, instead of too wide. Well, see how that, it lines up nice with the path, but when you come up here, you got it in the way. So it needs to move through these trees. Fine, I can place these back over here, out of my way, and nice. Okay. Yeah, somewhere, I guess, then maybe over to kind of like here, going that way. So three. Okay. Perfect. Gives me enough clearance there. And yeah, instead of doing a too wide, because I've been trying to do that in some spots, as well as of course doing a single wide. I'm gonna make this kind of like almost a grand walk up. Maybe two is all I need actually. Instead of doing a full like 1, 2, 3 wide, but you know, if I do it 3 wide, we do get this big grand looking thing. We'll go with this side first. Well, if it does need to be only 2 wide, this will make sense. And walk up like that. I mean, that's sufficiently wide, but I think the 3 wide is a good kind of visual look to it. And throwing on the railings, you got this big wide set of stairs leading up from here like that. It's just a bigger, grander looking setup. And just, if you need rails to hold on to, you know, on the sides. If you feel like you are confident with your stair climbing or descending ability, then just, you know, walk down the middle and hope you don't fall. That's good enough. Right there. Like that. Boom. We gotta walk down to there, walk up here, and we are now into the energy production zone, which I still gotta figure out how I want to do that. I still don't know how I want to do it because of the terrain. But, yeah, got that. Nice view. Maybe some kind of, walkout, like, bridge-ish type thing that walks over there, and then I build down and under. On, like, a kind of the cone shape of the underside, just kind of building in around that, if it'll let me. So, welcome back, Jenny. Timmy says, hi. He's like, I'm not laid out anymore. I'm curled up. I didn't get pets. Okay. You kind of can see the fairy lights on the bridge from here. Not so much because it's daytime, but because, you know, I kind of see that little shimmer kind of look going with them. Definitely be easier to tell at night, but still, they don't carry very far visually. But it is a nice little touch still. That is an odd looking house. That is an odd shaped roof. That is not as smooth of a shape as I thought it would be. That is goofy. I'm gonna have to fix that. That is terrible. Terrible goof on my part. I tried to make use of the dormer, and I just ended up making a very goofy looking roof. So that's gonna get fixed. I love how, you know, the fireplace, the inside fireplace goes endlessly. The outside fireplace, you have to refuel it. I don't know why there's a difference between the two of them, but there is. Okay, that's it's my bad looking roof. I go a full length out. I think I did. Yeah, I did a full length on that, so I will do a full length on this side as well. And the cap. And I'll just build in that, especially, yeah, I need to do the extender on each side. Doing that. And that's good. Because, yeah, I did not extend it on that side. So that's just full length, overhang. Oh, no. And I'm not going to do a window on this side style thing. I'm just going to do, at least for now, all the way across. Actually, let me go ahead and get the corners so I don't place accidentally. All right. The top piece, and now we're back to the half height. Okay, got that. Got that. Actually, I got glass, so we're gonna do that kind of a window. There, yeah. And I'm... What? I'm out of power? Suddenly? I mean, windmills and sky turbines should be producing enough. Solar panels are not connected in. There's nothing solar on it. So, did I break it? How did I break it? That should be, like, better now, because I should be getting more wind because of the rain. So they didn't add power there. I didn't add power on those. I guess I added enough lights somewhere along that way. I just didn't notice it. I thought I clicked and turned them all on. Yay. See, I know I have the basic crafting one here. Can I use up real quick? Curtains. I got cloth way back there. I do need to try curtains on that spot. I'll wait on that. But trees are ready. I do have that. I did use all of the lights up. Guess I could do some, like, go ahead and create some bushes, but, you know, not a big deal at the moment. I've got some more lights there, so I got plenty of wood at the moment, which I will need for some stuff here still. Yeah, that leads up. I can lead up to here. There's that weird pathing. Oh yeah, that's it. I was going to do... I was waiting on daytime. Kind of helping me figure out where I needed to place the railing right there so I don't fall. Let me just do it this way. Like that. And then not perfect, just close enough. Okay, there's that little spot where I just kept falling. Yep, that keeps me from falling. Oh, there's that spot. So, yep. And I fall. Alright, you know what, we'll just do it right there. Bring this in closer. Like that. And now I run into the problem of the terrain, you know, being too steep and making it where I can't even do that. That's good enough for there. Followed by these will come back, even though I could walk over that way. It's just that terrain drop that I can't keep my footing on those. There's just too many of those terrain issues where it's just like it treats it as way more angled than it should. That's just do the best I can with what I'm able to in the game. Yeah, that's the spot there. It's kind of hard to get up. This is not going to be a major pathway. I don't think I'm going to do lights along that. I'll do the power poles down this way and then down here. Okay, yeah, there's that jump right there, so we need it to go right along here. So I do want to have it where you walk in. And that's, well, it's a problem, but it's not a pain problem. You fall here, you know, you're fine. You don't get hurt. Can't walk up that way, but this done through some of this wood. Yeah. Or yeah, that actually go right there, like that. So that gives me this. You know, a couple trees in here would be fine. Won't look bad. And then that is where I need to yeah, little flicker. It's just like, oh yeah, ah. Well, I actually got it almost perfectly lined up with where it needed to be. I don't like having that little gap there, you know, on that side, especially when that works, but this doesn't. Terrain's too steep here, but not there. I can't go up that way. And yeah, the terrain is a problem in too many places where it's just treated like it shouldn't be treated that steep. If I could build in certain spots with it being fine. And then this will serve as a, yeah, there'll be a rail that goes up there, fencing, comes up here, and this is where I'll intersect again. We'll have a lighting connection, power connection that goes all the way down this way to there. And this part right here, there's just, oh, that's too steep, but you go over here, you're fine. Yeah. Sometimes it's a matter of just getting at the right spot and looking at from the right angle for it to ever build. Okay, yeah. Oh, and I got power again. So something with the storm caused the power to drop at that point. So I did get enough lights there. All right, yeah. Not like this. I mean, all my power for that is wind. I don't have the cobalt spot connected, so it's not that it's providing power during daytime because it's nighttime. You know, so the storm caused less wind than normal. before I go back, we'll chop down some trees. I think I might actually be about to run the durability of this thing out. 29. 26, yeah, I'm about to burn through this. Oh, I'll get a couple trees. I'll have to go make another diamond axe. That's fine. I'll get, you know, I'll get that one, and then I'll leave the rest for now. This will make the technically it should be second diamond axe I've burned through, but third because somehow I managed to duplicate one. I don't know how I did that. And look at that. I got another spare sapling. I got 11 durability. You know what? 2, 3. I have enough for a single hit on another tree. That's it. That's the durability that's left. But I do have another one to plant back at the main island. So that works. I need to add some power on this spot too and some lights. But here we go. Fairy lights, little kind of twinkly looking. Not great from distance. I think what I'll do is once I get power up on one side to the other, I'm going to put standing lamps on each end. Like a pair of standing lamps on the end of the bridge on each side. So they'll have that light, be like, oh yeah, there's the bridge up there. But in the middle of the bridge will be just the fairy lights for that little nicer cosmetic look. Regular ads. So something I haven't done in a while. I haven't done at all today. I don't think I've done it since the last stream. Diamond. I don't need all that diamond. So oh, I know. I need iron as well. Yeah, because you gotta have that iron bit on it right there to hold the diamond. Okay. You know, probably not gonna get much, but let's just see. I get the full amount back. Ha 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 ha, that's a bug. That should not happen. I literally took an almost broken diamond axe and refunded it for the full quality. Full, brand new, no issue. So as long as you don't break the diamond axe right now, you can literally just recycle it endlessly. That's a little broken, yeah. Yeah, good to know. I'm pretty sure I tried that on one of the other things and it did not work. So it's one of the torch things did not work. It did not give me back the partial wax part of it. But that works. So yeah, yeah, that's a bug. Call it like it is. It's a bug. Should not be doable. Okay, and I need to get some more copper and iron going. So yeah, if you're actually doing like me and chopping a lot of trees using a diamond axe, have a recycler ready. Try to keep tabs as you're getting close to the end of the durability. Just come back and recycle it. You don't have to actually use up anything. Yeah, it's just funny. I think that's funny, you know. That's probably a bug that will get fixed in this next update. Especially if devs are watching. You see that. You know, oh, you can fully refund that? Yeah, that's a problem. I'm just gonna do the trees for the moment. Because I'm not sure if I actually want to worry about the plants just yet. Oh, you know what? Let me get those trees. So I do have my spare sapling to keep that hot key spot held. Also, I can target. Gotta grab all the goodies from here. They can produce more again. We get a robot drone that will help take care of that for us. Maybe the next update. And free. Yeah, it's not even a case of like on the recycling the diamond axe to get a full refund. It's not even a case of just use it till you get to the very end, like, oh god, watch it, make sure you don't use that last hit that destroys it. No, just get close to the end of the durability, like, oh, it's getting a little low. Recycle it, and then recraft it. And you don't have to go and, you know, worry about trying to watch it so much. Like, oh, I'm down to the last, like, you know, 5-10% ish, you know, I've got a good bit on there, but I'm down to the last bit. I'll just go ahead and get it recycled. You know, just do that like while you're back or visit. Go ahead and do a recycle. Speaking of, I'm going to do the exact thing right there. I'm going to test it with the fishing magnet. I kind of want to see if that will do the same. That will further reinforce if it's a bug. If I get a partial refund on the fishing rod with the magnet versus getting a full refund. If I get the full refund, okay, well, you know, something with the tools giving a full refund when they really shouldn't. Yeah, I know I did it with like a torch or something and it would not refund the full amount. Or maybe it was the candle. I was trying to do it where it would do it, refund it without the beeswax being an issue. But I get that. So, fishing rod craft works on the fishing rod. The tool works. So, yeah, just don't break the thing and do a refund on it. Refund. Oh, make sure you take your parts out. And then craft. What? Oh, I did the wrong hoe. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, hoe metal. I got confused. I was about to say, did I find another bug? But no, I did the wrong hoe. Alright, more wood and leaves, which I don't care about the leaves. Alright. How much do I have spare? Alright, that's almost a full container of spare wood. From that, chopped all the trees for maple. Trying to get seeds. Only thing left really is to do the honey and the plants. I'm not going to worry about because I still got plenty of stuff over there for them. Actually, you know what? My watermelons are getting a little low. Let's knock out the plants. Because again, I will be needing to make some seed packets, seedlings, for making my new greenhouses. Oh, and I need to do another sprinkler for that one house up the hill, because the sprinkler is not covering far enough to get the whole set of plants. So we need to make another sprinkler. Take back and do that before I forget about it. think at worst case, because I'm gonna split it into different greenhouses, I may do like I have the trellis plants, tomato and paprika. Put them together because they both require a trellis, so it makes sense to have that. Then like the ground growth plants like those might go into one. I might have a bigger one for the sunflowers and the corn and wheat. Well, wheat doesn't really grow that big. Corn and sunflowers grow tall. So do those together. The trellis plants together. So that might be two of the larger greenhouse ones, and then I'll do some others that don't have to be as big. I mean, see, trellis like that. Carrot, berry, and watermelon might be a good fit together. And I think the cotton is going to end up being the wealthy family is going to have like the lockdown on that. Just as part of the, they managed to go somewhere and get that. Apparently I decided to hold some paprika in my inventory or someplace. What? Nope. I messed up again. Alright, that's paprika, and where? There. And while I try to do one type at a time, makes it easier to fix my mistake that I routinely make. Problem is the power lines get in the way on some of these. Like I try target and it's the power lines are in the way. What? Oh. Didn't look like I was planting for a second. They're blending in on the terrain on a couple of them a little bit more than the other plants. Alright, there we go. Plants are done. Time to grab some honey. Or, well, you know, beeswax. I think now I might actually go ahead and, because the animals are covered for right now. I mean, I could go a while if I do another full live stream without having to re-craft any more animal food. May go ahead and just make a few more of the harvest medleys for myself. Also, I think one thing I want to try on the other island is once I get everything kind of done, like, okay, here's all the drills, here's the lights, everything's in place. I might save the power setup for last so I can go and kind of tweak it a little bit. But I kind of want to get it where it's just enough. Like, oh, hey, we got good wind. It's just enough. You know, a little bit of solar in there to add in a little power. I want to have it where it's basically just slightly above the break even, so that it'll actually have a good reason to have, maybe with the power management building, the little shed where we manage everything, maybe have some batteries saved in there just to help be like, okay, the battery's going to help during a storm or during the night kind of thing. There we go. Look at that. That really? That's it? Okay. Oh, that's why I could, you know. I was like, surely I made more than that, because it stocked up on that one. Yeah, probably should have done that. I used all those up. And that's good. Right. Okay. So plenty of food for keeping my water from decreasing too much, and gives me a good food value for each time I consume it. So I'm pretty much covered on that. Let's take... Yeah, still... Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with just wood, even on the greenhouses over there. Glass, of course, for the greenhouse look, but wood for actually the foundations and some of the wall components, instead of doing like that, where I end up doing the brick foundation. I'm thinking I want to do something with the bees, actually tying them into the greenhouses. Like, they are there to help with the plants, to help with making sure the plants are producing seeds each generation. Oh, you know, sprinkler. That's right. I was going to do another sprinkler for over there before I forget. So iron and copper, 5 each. This is probably, yep, done. Getting close to needing another stack on each of these. Let's see. How much do I have of those? Oh, yeah. I'm still plenty of wood there for when I need it. Alright, let me just go ahead and make the sprinkler, and then I'll put it away before I make the mistake of putting away what I need. We'll go there. That should be, well, use some more iron. Doing there 4 of those, and I feel like the cobalt, I did use a bit more of that recently. Silicon you really don't use as much of once you get certain things made, really, is what it is. Most of the stuff you just keep building, like you want to build a lot of lights and such, really don't use the silicon. It's earlier stuff to get things going, and then, you know, it's mostly iron and copper, and then some cobalt in there. And you build more lights, iron, copper, cobalt. Power connectors, iron and copper. Wood windmills for more power, wood, iron, I think copper, not 100%, maybe cobalt on that. You see my drones flying back, or flying to collect the cobalt. Yeah, yeah, I did not turn well enough. I don't like it. Like, you're turning like this, and somehow it immediately, when it comes back, it always automatically sends me to a certain, like, starts turning me a different way. The controls for looking around need to be adjusted, because that definitely is a problem. Still got the lights, still got that. Alright, let's take care of the sprinkler issue over here. It has rained, so I know that's gonna be done, but oh, and I am out of power again. But they're moving. Okay, so apparently I'm just losing enough power that it is like, yeah, sorry. Not enough anymore. Alright, we'll do that. Boom. And boom. All right, I gotta add some more power to make sure everything keeps going because I gotta be able to turn lights on when I build them. I mean, I got solar panels over there. Once I get a little bit more of the connection going, I'll add those in to it, because once I get the connection up there and start doing the build for that cobalt spot, then I'll be done. And then that power will connect over here. I got this, so I continue building power up this way, maybe the house over there. That's what I was thinking, smaller spot. But keep going up this way, get power all the way up here to the bridge. Just, you know, I'm thinking just for lighting up the side here with like the lights like that, having the path kind of along the ledge here lit up, and then a standing light like at the end on each side like that, and then the power will link from there to here and all the way back down. And then I'll need, well, it's too wide on those, so I'll have to do the small fairy lights on these. So the regular ones, so there'll be a bunch of those. And that's it. Yeah, like 3 on each side. Each link, so that's 12 fairy lights over there to finish that. Need to build out the greenhouse setup here. So let me take a look at the... That's going to cover... I'm gonna have to do another sprinkler thing here too. So walk in and have the plots walk around. Yeah, I'll have to do another one here because that won't cover it. So yeah, I'm leaving that. I'm gonna figure out a way to, well, take that out. I don't, well, I'll figure out a way to clean that up. I wish we could hang these upside down. I need one. I don't need it on the floor there, so I may end up going back down below in the end, and then getting this going and doing some stuff up here. I gotta decorate. Again, fireplace, the inside fireplace has been on since the start of the stream, pretty much. It has yet to burn out. I haven't had to restock it at all. But you know, the outside fireplace, you gotta restock. You gotta refuel it. You gotta refuel other stuff. I'm gonna call that a clear bug too, because it shouldn't be this one just works and the rest of them don't. I wonder if it's just calculating something wrong on the power generation right now, because of how it locked everything before. When I went to the main island, it did not turn my lights on, like I had no power, and I had to close out and reopen. I may just have, when I transition between the two spots, I may just have something that causes it to bug because it can't handle this many lights, this many things connected. Yeah. Oh. But I'm feeling good about what I got done today. I can go ahead and finish carrying this on maybe this week to get it all the way up to the bridge, and then all that'll leave is the other one of those, which I may go ahead and try to do, and then the greenhouse stuff, and I may add some like lights along this somehow. Trying to think how I want to do that, but build that up so we have this up here, and then it'll just be, yeah, how do I want to do the power setup to incorporate, of course, again, you know, to make them line up. The foundation is nice. You just can't build pretty much anything on the foundation, it seems, other than your house. So I'll have to do some tweaking with that. I gotta get some stuff here too for the path. And then I'll have some animal stuff down here. Really, the main thing is getting that stuff working, because I need so much power past there. I could literally just go ahead and build something right here that connects power down and start doing some building out here without having to do anything as far as the linking. but I think I'm gonna focus on trying to continue up the ridge there, and that'll leave greenhouses and the animal stuff. And there it freezes again. There. Greenhouses. Yeah, I think I had spots for like 4 of them. I need 2 that can do more than 1, and then I can always split the others. If I could do 4, I think I could get that to work. And then the big house, having the greenhouse for the cotton over there. And oh, hey, my lights suddenly turned back on. I guess I'm at that balancing point. I need a little extra wind to make sure everything's lit up, and then beyond that, it drops. So perfect example of needing to have some batteries in there. Yeah. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up for today, because I've got a good bit done, but it's getting unbearably hot in this room right now. Timmy don't mind. He's like, I'm sleeping. Oh, and I say your name. Now you're like, I'm going to pay attention. Come on. Want to come over here? You want to come say hi? Trying to sneak away. Trying to sneak off and not say hi to your fans. Timmy. He's like, I'm looking at myself on the screen. I don't like this. I see myself up there. I don't like it. Say, you are 11. 11 now. Look up. You're not looking up. No, you know, I gotta hold you like this because you're not gonna look up at the camera. You're like avoiding it. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. So, thanks Jenny for coming back and sticking out to the end. Jenny, you say thank you. Yeah. He says thanks. And BT, Felonius, Restaurant, anybody else that hung around to the end, thank you for hanging out. We are gonna wrap it up, like I said, because it is a little toasty in this room, and my back's getting a little sweaty from sitting here. I got 2 fans on me. It's not helping. So, yeah, punishment of having CPU and GPU pumping out a lot of heat in a small room. So, say goodbye. Yeah, say bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. All right, we will see you all next week, same time, same place. And Timmy is trying to rip my ears off. There you go. Same time, same place. I want to finish this village project before I move on, but Jenny, let me know how things are going with the scrap mechanic, because I may revisit it as part of the live streams when we switch back, or I may go back to something else. I don't know. Also, it depends on what we get with the new update, when the new update for this game drops. I don't know when. I was kind of hoping it would be today or for today, but it hasn't. And also, if you didn't notice it, the other day, literally just the other day, a few days ago, we hit the 10-year milestone of our 10-year anniversary of No Man's Sky from the time it released. They didn't say, hey, here's a new thing, here's something special for it. It's just an announcement. It's 10 years. So yeah, we made it 10 years. No Man's Sky, a lot of updates. Maybe soon we'll have Light No Fire, the next game, and get to start playing with it and looking at some stuff. But you like the new update for scrap mechanic? Again, I'm considering trying it again. I just know there were certain parts of it when I was building that was so tedious to build on that I just could not. It took a lot to get past it. And honestly, I'm kind of just enjoying the whole more peaceful aspect with this game. But I'll consider it. Maybe after we get through with some more stuff in this. It's one of the ones on my list to consider, especially since I do need to kind of revise my review of it, since they did finally get around to finishing, you know, the game. It only took, you know, 2 years ish of no updates, but yeah, we'll see. But Timmy, let's say goodbye. We'll see y'all next week. Go enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and be safe. We'll see you then.